So tentatively looking at possibly going to Vietnam in September with any luck. So we'll see. Hopefully the bus will be on time today. It was pretty late last week. Another dog walker. They're everywhere here. I really do believe that this is the one of the most densely populated suburbs with people walking dogs. Quite incredible, considering it's actually suburbia, not sort of high density area. It's amazing, and hopefully by early afternoon I'll be free, get my last of my shopping done. And of course I forgot certain items yesterday. If I don't write it down, I've got no hope of remembering all the stuff I need. So I'll do that again today, and then be free for the rest of the week. Looking forward to Friday walk to the beach house. It's always a highlight. And hopefully get something done about the bike seat for my e-bike, because it's very annoying having a bike like that, which is I just can't use really until I get that seat secured. And it's the last thing I expected to happen. It's just totally loose. It's just got a stem that just sits in the shaft and doesn't actually adhere to anything. So I don't know what's going on. It's almost like the guts of it that were compacted around that shaft have just fallen down to the bottom. Maybe they have. I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm not mechanically minded, but it just seems to be like an empty shaft now. Well, there's two more dog walkers. See, I'm getting away a little earlier today too, and I think that explains things. Some dog walkers even start around 5:30 or so in the dark. I don't know what it is today. Everybody seems to be walking their dog. It's incredible. I reckon I've come across about half a dozen dog walkers in just a few minutes since leaving my house. Quite incredible. Maybe there's a prize for it at the moment. There's some sort of cash incentive to take your dog out right now. Broken down the one that I was on, and they bought this other one that's not in service. It's just pulled up. I don't know what it's here for, but I'm waiting for the 110 to get us to the city. 2 days in a row. Late bus yesterday, and today a bus breaking down. Not a good record for Kinetic. What a bloody nightmare that was. Yeah, the driver, when we got to Trinity Beach, as soon as we left that particular stop on the beach itself, the driver started bashing violently in his cabinet. I don't know what he was doing, but we went 2 stops, and then he pulled over and then got out of the bus and started talking on the phone. Didn't tell the passengers what was going on, didn't give any information whatsoever. After about 5 minutes or so, he went back into his cabin and resumed driving. And I was wondering whether he needed anger management or something, because it was such a violent sound that just bashing. When we got to the university, he just stopped the bus and told everybody that there was a problem with it, and we'd have to wait for the 110. So that was another 5 minutes. So can't take a trick with Kinetic buses at the moment. I'm going to turn up slightly late, but not too bad, I guess, about 5 minutes late for my regular appointment. But yeah, it's not a good sign. Two incidents in 2 days. You just got to wonder what's happening with Kinetic. I was standing at the bus stop, and it was pretty apparent I wanted to catch it. But the bus driver was going to go straight past. He luckily pulled over, then told me I needed to hail the bus. And that's really weird, because the bus, the 111 went past the stop in Cook Highway, and there were a couple of schoolgirls both sitting down in the bus shelter, and the bus driver stopped there on the assumption that they might want to get on, even though not one of them was standing next to the sign or indicating they were interested in that particular bus. So total inconsistency. But luckily I got it, so thank God, because I want to get my shopping done and get back home. That would be nice. Well, that trip ended fairly well. The bus driver did drop me off at the unofficial stop, so that was nice of them. And I got my, didn't spend that much time at the hospital, got out before midday, so that was good. So, could have been worse, got a bit of shopping done. The hamburger buns had been sold out at Woolworths, very unusual. I have never known them to sell out. So, could understand in the afternoon, late afternoon, them being sold out, but not before midday. That's strange. Anyway, not a big deal. I got a substitute for it, and I got myself the Heinz frozen vegetables, which are sort of broccoli and snow peas and beans, I think. And it's one of the nicest frozen vegetable combos I've found, so it wasn't in stock last time, so that was good. So all in all, a fairly successful shopping trip at least. And luckily I got that bus before the guy did stop for me, but like I said, it is very inconsistent the way the drivers act, because the bus driver, the last bus driver, he was almost stopped at a stop because the guy was just walking past the stop. So every driver's different. So it's luck of the draw. I think if you want to cover yourself, you do need to put your finger out and hail the bus. It's the usual arrangement we have on Fridays to go to the happy hour at Trinity Beach, so we're going to do that again. It's an absolute stunner of a day. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Oh, and it would be about, say, 28 degrees. Absolutely perfect weather. I've been feeling pretty seedy today, and I don't know why. I haven't eaten anything particularly strange. I certainly didn't hit the grog hard last night. I was run out of my gin virtually, so there's no reason why. But yeah, a bit queasy in the stomach, and a bit sort of gastro-ish. It wasn't good, but I'm okay now, I think. And I really do need a drink. I'm quite washed. I feel quite washed out, actually. But it was a good start to yesterday, although Dale, the handyman that I rely on, he turned up at 7. I thought he said 7:30 on the phone, but he rang me while I was on the bus. Bit hard to hear. So I was still wetting and drying myself off when he turned up, but he got the jobs done that I wanted to get done, which was the there was a problem with my garage door, the shutter door, the what used to be an electric door but isn't now, and he fixed it straight away. He did a really good job, really quick, and just put a bolt in, and that was all that was required. So that was a big relief. And he also, after quite a bit of work, figured out how to get my bike car seat back in order, because it had just the centre that supports it, the actual shaft, the supports around it just dropped off, so there was nothing to hold it. So he had to fish it out of this cavity, and he figured it out, and he got it all fixed up for me. So it was brilliant. So it was a good start to the day. Anyway, I've got to catch up now with my neighbours, Steve and Yvonne, who've just taken delivery of a bed, and they were delayed a little bit because of that, but it didn't really worry me that much. But looking forward to the walk and a few beers, but maybe not excessive today. Well, it's Tuesday, getting just after 8 o'clock, and heading off to Cairns, and it's a cool one, very cool one. When I got up today, I discovered online that it was 9 degrees, so that is very nippy, and a top temperature I think of 22 today, which is as cold as it gets up here, really. So this is very strange for late May. I would have thought this is June weather, but it is weather, and it's unpredictable. But I haven't been feeling 100%. I think I've got some sort of a an allergy the last few days. Friendly. Yeah, so I just saw another dog walker. Oh God, they are everywhere at this hour. One walking down my street, then along Gannett as well. So yeah, they're everywhere. This is a replay of last week. So they must do it every week. Well, every day I should say. They must. I guess when the weather is getting a little cooler, people do start later. Makes sense. And for locals, this is pretty cool. I'm still just wearing a t-shirt, but if it got any cooler, I reckon I'd be pulling out the wind cheater. So. But when I come back, it should be quite pleasant. And instead of going into an aircon bus, at least a cooling bus, it'll be probably a warming bus. I presume they've got reverse cycle. Well, we'll find out, won't we? Bus just went by, just 2 minutes later than the schedule. It's supposed to be 11 past 8, 13 past, so it's pretty good. Now, fingers crossed we don't have a bus breakdown like we had last week. That would be good. As actually, when I went to the medical clinic last week, it was incredibly quiet. It's really hard to pick. It's been absolutely packed to the gills some days, but yet last week very quiet and very casual too. It was quite good actually. But I'm not anticipating that this week. You just never know. Public demand. It must be hard running a business that you're based on public demand, because it can ebb and flow so easily. So you have to be a mind reader. Anyway, it shouldn't be too long before I'm on the bus and beginning of a long day's journey to Cairns. I'm thinking of not even going to Woolies on the way home, because I've really got nearly everything I need. I don't think I need any extra supplies. I will be getting a Coles delivery on Thursday, but I don't get the cheese delivered through Coles because, as I think I've said before, I find it goes mouldy prior to the ones I get from Woolies. I think that it's fresher food in that respect. So it just depends. But other people might have different experiences. I will say the paper in the lettuce mix has worked brilliantly. I had a salad last night and the greens were fine, and I'd actually when did I get them? Last Thursday, I think, with my Coles delivery. Yeah, I did. Boy, they've held up well. It definitely works and you don't have to have another plastic bag. I put it into the existing plastic bag. All you got to do is shove 1 or 2 pieces of paper in, and yeah, it works perfectly well. Well, the vagaries of public transport. The bus today got in at 11 past 9, which is incredibly fast, and there's only 2 other passengers. So it was one of the quietest bus trips I've ever had, and I've got no idea why. There's no rhyme or reason, I guess. There was a couple of people got on earlier that were the regulars, so that was like a normal bus ride. Then just no one else got on after the uni. Basically, it was very quiet, and it's a nice day. Cool, but quite pleasant. Bit of a breeze. And it's nice to sort of drive past all the green foliage on the route. It is one of the nicest bus routes, even though it's a very long bus route. It is a pleasant bus route. So that was definitely one of the better bus trips I've had over the years. Fingers crossed the trend continues. Anyway, I always enjoy the return trip more anyway, just getting back to the beaches. I love it there. I'm not such a big fan of being down here. I guess when my friend turns up next month, we'll probably have to go down here. He'd probably want to see the main part of Cairns a fair bit. So I guess I can grit my teeth and do it a couple of times. But don't want to make a habit out of it. I like it living in the northern beaches. They're very nice. This bus stop, the Warra Beach bus, is due in a second, so that could be good. Just a few minutes. Yeah, look at that ambo just pulled up right up into the nature strip of this. I guess that must be another accommodation place. It's funny because I was wondering why he was pulling up there, seeing the hospital's just over there, but obviously they got a call. But why would you get an ambo? It's walk-ins, they could put them on a trolley and actually just trolley them across the road. Oh, it's a bit strange. Temperature I was given on line, I think it's total BS, because I looked on my phone and they said 26 degrees in Kawara today. So I thought the low temperature just didn't make sense, and the nurse that attended to me today, she walked the dog before she got to work, and she said it wasn't that cold. So yeah, I think it's total BS. It probably was in the high teens or something. Yeah, you just got to be careful where you get your information from online. There are many dodgy sites with dodgy info. Oh well, cleanskin gin out of stock. So I just bought myself a bottle of red. I'll walk home. I need the exercise. So could wait for the bus, but like I say, it's good to stretch the legs anyway. I'll probably get the bus would have taken me home a little faster, but it's okay. I'm not particularly concerned. And you know, the old back health, got to keep looking after that. It's always problematic with the cleanskin gin. I don't know what, I'll have to look at alternatives again now. I don't feel like drinking a great deal. I actually feel a bit queasy, so I could do with some food. So I might have a snack. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, just being a bit off colour, a bit tired. I'll sort of just run down. It suggested to me maybe take some antihistamines. It could help. Ah, boy. I do envy people who have energy. I mean, I know of someone who's just got boundless energy. The guy who does my house maintenance, he's a really energetic guy. And yeah, I envy him that. So it's just the way we're made up. Everybody's different. And yeah, I know someone else that also feels a bit tired, quite a bit. It does happen to people. I suppose the older you get, it's not going to get any better either, unfortunately. I think I'll feel better for a walk though. I mean, I could be a slack ass and use my daily ticket. There's the bus now. Definitely would have got me back sooner, at least probably about 10 minutes sooner, but that's okay. I haven't had a decent walk since Friday anyway, so it's not a bad thing to do. And it's a nice day. The weather's quite conducive to getting out and about and doing a bit of walking. Past me, and I'm almost to Bondi Crescent anyway, so would have saved me probably 5 minutes going by bus. So I'm glad I walked. This vacant lot haven't done anything with it for ages. You'd think someone had developed that. I presume streets on houses on Gannett Street wouldn't go for as much as one's offered because of the traffic. But I'm not sure what effect that would have, how big. But I'm assuming they would go for less. But I'm happy where mine is because it is in a quiet spot. Like this place down the road here, just in the end of the crescent. It's got lots of trees and it abuts the park. That may also mean you abuse snakes and what have you. but not sure. But it's a nice place. God, the birds are healthy. Now I should get a cavalcade of dogs soon as I walk down to the other end of the crescent. Well, it's time to go to the beach house for my Friday happy hour get together. But before I do, I'll just show you this pile of wood chips that I purchased at Northside Raw Materials, which is just down the road in Trinity Beach on the highway. It's not far at all. Cost me $43 to have this delivered. This is actually half a cubic meter of chips, and these ones I paid $10 more for these. This cost $70 because these ones are resistant to termites. So I thought that'd be a good idea. Dale, my handyman, has prepared the whole area, as you can see, with all the plastic underneath, and so he'll distribute the wood chips over this area tomorrow. He's also going to bring some rocks along as well as getting the wood chips. I also got quarter of a cubic meter of potting mix here. And it looks a bit different to the one I've had previously, which looked more like just sort of granularly type soil. But this one looks like it's a bit more like a proper mixture. So it might be that it was just wet when it was deposited. I'm not sure, but we'll see how it goes anyway, because I've got potting mix over there that I got from Bunnings. This one was about $30-something. I can't remember exactly what it was. About $32, I think this cost for the potting mix. So and the one over there, the bag there, would be I think that costs around $15-18. So I think this is more than 2 of those bags. I'd say it's probably four times as much. So you do get better value buying bulk. Anyway, I'll lock up the house, and it's beer drinking time, so I don't want to miss out. I actually had an alcohol-free day last night, so and I only had a couple of beers the day before, but got a bit of weeding done today in spite of that, so that was always makes me feel good, because I like to get the garden tidy. And I'll head off just around the corner here and catch up with my neighbours, and we'll hoof it to the beach house, which will be wonderful. I always enjoy that. So looking forward to a few happy hour drinks. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.